Hi, I want to welcome Claudia Hershner. She's a good friend of mine and a photographer. And Claudia, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah. So I'm Claudia. Hello. Last name Hershner. Yes. I mostly work out of Cincinnati, Ohio, although I travel for different projects as well. I work as a commercial photographer. So that means I work with businesses. I work with companies to produce different types of imagery, whether, it's product or it's lifestyle with models in environments or in studio settings or styled lifestyle environments. But I also do like production and art direction for video projects and also still photography projects where I'm not the photographer, maybe somebody else is. And then just art direction in general as well for different things here and there. But yeah, so that's what I do. So I'm helping Michelle today with different tips and tricks and just a deep dive into lighting and all the things you would want to consider when doing things like this or building out your Zoom room.
The ring light, though, how high should it be? So right now it's blinding me, basically.
Yeah. The lights I have, they're kind of blinding, but to give you perspective, my lights are probably 12 feet away from me right now,
Oh.
maybe
Hmm.
10 feet away from me, but they're very powerful. So I would experiment with how far you can get your light away from you, and it creates a cast or like a spread of light that's flattering. You could even have like a friend stand in for you and just hold the light yourself and back away from, where it normally would be and just see what it looks like when you move back, because it's kind of hard to understand it until you actually do it. And
Right.
depending on the light itself, they're all going to behave and spread light in different ways. So like your ring light is going to do a completely different type of light spread than the ones I have here versus maybe like, somebody's light bulb. They'll all be very different, but I recommend definitely playing around with them. I wouldn't be surprised if your ring light actually needs to be like 5 or 8 feet away from you specifically. So like what I like to recommend is if you have a mix of daylight, and depending on the device you're using too, it's going to have its own native color temperature. Um, I would recommend seeing in your, like, if it has a little user manual, what it says its color temperature output is, um, and trying your best to match that. If it has the ability to change color temperature, like you can adjust it to different settings, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Um, Usually daylight is going to be around 5,000. I always default to 5,000 Kelvin. That's what I default in general to when I'm shooting with my camera or anything else. It's just a good starting point. And that's actually what I have these LEDs set to right now is 5,000 Kelvin.
This is now
Um,
5,000.
Yay! Yeah, and it'll help balance it a little bit. And